Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Radhanaka Radha Radhanaka Radhe Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Gora Hari Gora Hari Gora Hari Jaya Gora Hari Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtottara Satashishimad His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Sharanara Vrinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtottara Satashishimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrinda ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Shri Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Sham Kund Radha Kund Shri Giriraj Govardhan ki Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Shri Mayapur Dham ki Ganga Mai ki Jamuna Mai ki Tulsi Devi ki Bhakti Devi ki Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the divine lotus feet of Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Chakshuranmalitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Paraya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine Namami Bhakti Chaitanya Prabhupada Sevanam Shri Vrajajana Mahatmya Pradarshika Kripanavam Vanchakalpatriyobhascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitan Pavanabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I have never done this before, sit on the Vyasasan in Sri Sri Radharadhanath temple, so I am asking all the assembled Vaishnavas to please bless me so that I may say something meaningful to this collective assembly this morning. There's a continuation of studying the Nectar of Instruction by Rupa Goswami, and I think you have already finished text 1, text 2. We're now on text 3. And you've also completed the principles of confidence and enthusiasm in the practice of devotional service. So this morning we're going to be trying to understand the principle of patience when executing devotional service and how successful, with the help of patience, can we achieve our devotional practice. So may I just read the verse very quickly. Utsahan nircharyat dairat tat tat karma pravartatat sangha taigyat satovrita sadbir bhakti prasedyati
There are 6 principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service. Being enthusiastic, endeavoring with confidence, being patient, acting according to the regulative principles such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, hearing, chanting, and remembering Krishna, abandoning the association of non-devotees and following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. These 6 principles undoubtedly assure the complete success of pure devotional service. So, dear devotees, just to start with some experiential interaction, I'd like to start with the opposite of patience, and that is impatient. And I think we all, including myself, are very easily more impatient than we are patient. So may I ask those exalted devotees in our assembly to speak to how impatience has impacted on their devotional practice. Jai Sachinandana Prabhu, my exalted teacher who took me through Bhagavad Gita and Bhakti Shastra, I pay my respects to you. Hare Krishna. Jai. So those of you who did not hear, Mataji says that once we take to the practice of Bhakti Yoga, there is so much of enthusiasm, I bet, that there is this expectation in the heart for immediate results. We are thinking that almost immediately we become pure devotees, and we do not actually abide by time unfolding. So that is an indication of impatience. Yes, Jai Prabhu? It's reinforcing what Mataji has said, that once we've taken Diksha from our spiritual masters, there is an expectation in us that we're almost instantaneously purified. And yet, it is just the start. It is just beginning of our process and development in sadhana bhakti. Anyway, thank you for that. Is there anyone else who would like to elaborate on impatience before we continue? Mother Ranga, thank you. So lovely to always have you in the morning class with your beautiful presence. Jai. We all, actually I am victim to that, to wanting to finish our rounds within a short space of time and not getting the pronunciation of Krishna's name right and just, getting the rhythmic sound effects, and really that is impatient chanting, and that is not good. Anyway, to move on, we live in such a fast-paced society in the 21st century. Everything is so instantaneous. We just have to take up our cell phones, we just have to take up our laptops and press buttons, and there's the all-powerful, omniscient Google master who's giving us all the answers that we need at a tap of a button. So we live in a society that is so fast-paced that really there's no need to actually inculcate patience. But nonetheless, when I Googled patience, because we started with impatience, some of the synonyms was forbearance, to quietly and in control of yourself, wait for the unfolding of time. The example was given of a person standing in a queue, a long queue waiting for something, and then to just do that without altering their temperament in any way. Also, it is said that, now this is in the material world, and we're talking about fruitive results, material results. Many Christian people, other people of other faiths, talk about having desires within the heart and then putting those desires out there to their lords, and then the lords not reciprocating immediately, and then them waiting in the waiting room of God. But of course, the outcome is fruitive. But we, as practicing sadhakas and practicing devotees of the Lord, we know the outcome. Our Guru, our Shastras, and Srila Prabhupada has given us, actually through his sacrifices, he's given us the backdoor key to getting back home, back to Godhead, with his 4 regulative principles and the conscious focused chanting of the Maha Mantra, 16 rounds of that. So we know our outcome. And eventually it is promised to us as well that we can actually sincerely be engaged with the Lord in the 5 different rasas. That of conjugal, parental, neutrality, servitude, and I think I missed out one, friendship. Yes, so, but yet these are outcomes. Ideally, as practicing devotees, we should not have desires in the heart for outcomes. We should actually embrace the verse of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I think it's the last verse, that speaks to the reality that even if you treat me badly with your embrace, I will continue to serve you relentlessly, or is it unrelentlessly? So actually, ideally this is, because of course we all have desires within our hearts, but ideally we should not. We should just continue to patiently serve and wait for the sweet will of Krishna to benedict us, but not actually expect an outcome in return. Anyway, I was reading, or I teach a play called Waiting for Godot. And this play is written by a French playwright, Samuel Beckett. And in his play, it's actually an existential play, because these 2 vagabonds wait in the middle of nowhere on a derelict road for a person called Godot. And in each of the acts, Godot doesn't come. But yet these tramps continue to wait with a sincerity. And although they're not heroes in the sense that they have great attributes and achieve great things, it is in their patiently waiting that they achieve their salvation, because they do not deter from their waiting. And it is the patience in their waiting that is celebrated. Anyway, now I'd like to borrow from the saints. So it's called Chaiva Bhava, where you can borrow from the saints. So I was listening to His Holiness Giriraj Swami, I was listening to A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and also His Holiness Radharnath Swami on the theme of patience. So Srila Prabhupada speaks to a wife who's just been married. And of course, she has the desire in her heart to have a child. But that child doesn't just manifest instantaneously, like in our 21st century culture. She has to wait. She has to serve her husband. She has to create the right mood in that household. And after some time, is she able to conceive the child. And after 9 months is the child born. So it takes time for that child to manifest in front of her. And that, in that analogy, we see how we have to wait in time for something to develop and manifest. Radhanath Swami looks to nature. He talks about a bamboo shoot. You put this bamboo shoot into the ground, and it doesn't take days, it doesn't take weeks. It actually takes 5 years for that bamboo shoot to start sprouting. But once it sprouts, it grows so tremendously fast into a bamboo stalk that it is quite miraculous to watch. But here again, His Holiness Radhanath Swami asks us to look to nature to learn that we have to abide by time in order for something to develop, for something to mature, and for something to manifest. I'm just thinking of what other examples did I read about. Anyway, to proceed. So, I was looking at some of the pastimes, and I was looking into the pastimes to see what examples we can find of this beautiful quality of patience that we all have to actually imbibe. It's a principle, Rupa Goswami says, in order to achieve success in Bhakti Yoga. And then I remember my own Guru, His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Swami. Whenever he took us around Parikram on the Govardhan hill that was built, he took us to the temple of Lota Baba in Panchali. Now, Lota Baba was a friend of Lord Krishna and Balaram, and they were playing. And Krishna promised Lota Baba that I will come back to you. And Lota Baba, he waited. And he waited not for a couple of months. He waited for years. He waited through ages. And eventually Krishna does come and embrace Lota Baba. And this shows how sincere Lota Baba is in waiting for his Lord. And his Lord does come and embrace him. I don't know if you've heard His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Swami describe this pastime of Lota Baba so beautifully. Him waiting in this temple at Panchali. Anyway, I was in the retreat in Govardhan Hill, and His Holiness Sachidanandana Swami spoke about a rishi, Markandeya Rishi. And I pray that I get the recounting of the story right. And if I don't, Jai Sachinandana Prabhu, you can help me out with this one a little bit. Anyway, it is said that Markandeya Rishi, he actually went through the many ages of time. And through the ages of time, Krishna is Kala Shakti. And in his manifestation of Kala Shakti, he is time. He is the beginning of time, he is the duration of time, and he is also the destruction of time. Shri Shri Radha Radhanath ki jai, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Giri Govardhan ki jai. Yes, so we're talking about Markandeya Rishi going through time. What to speak of, one lifetime. These, we're going through the eras or the ages of time. And he was totally devastated and put into imbalance to see the all-consuming destructions of the universes. And the one thing that kept him in balance or in constant focus, eventually, he saw Krishna, the little baby Krishna on this banyan leaf, and this little baby Krishna was sucking his toe. And that is what brought him his equilibrium. So we too, as devotees, can learn the lesson from the pastime of Markandeya Rishi, because the meditation on the Lord's form, which is so beautiful, can always bring us our salvation in this. I mean, it is said that we've been thrown into this miserable earthly plane, which is so full of suffering at every turn. And in KwaZulu-Natal recently, we've come to learn that the only certainty is uncertainty. With the uprisings and now the recent floods and with COVID, etc. So if we continue to meditate on this beautiful form of the Lord, surely it will give us our equilibrium. There's just one other pastime that I'd like to us to think about, and that is the pastime of Mother Shabri. And she actually appears in the pastimes of Lord Ram. When her spiritual master left the world, she too wanted to leave the world with him. But he told her to please be patient and continue with her life's journey. And she listened to the instruction of her spiritual master. And lo and behold, Lord Ram came to her little hut in the forest and gave her personal darshan of himself. So her patience was guaranteed the darshan of the Lord. Dear devotees, I'd like to end with celebrating our founder Acharya, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. His life story embellishes and celebrates this wonderful quality that Rupa Goswami is trying to inculcate, and that of patience. He waited for a long time in the temple of Radha Damodar, meditating deeply on the instruction of his guru, His Holiness Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who told him to write books, to travel to the West, and to preach. But he wasn't hasty in the way in which he followed his guru. Initially he tried, as a pharmacist, to use his money in his Grihastha life to print books. Thereafter he took sannyas, and he spent many years in Radha Damodar temple, developing through meditation and through reading the scriptures. And when he was ready, he embarked on that ship, the Jaladuta, and even on the ship, he experienced 2 heart attacks. When he got off at Boston, he lived, I think, if I've got it right, with a drug addict who stole. Initially he lived with a family that were meat eaters, and he had to tolerate and forbear this. And then then he was robbed, but he continued patiently. And when he sat in that Tompkins Square Park, he had the vision of all the temples and all his achievements to come. And he continued to patiently pursue his dream. And I think more than any other example in our spirituality, I think A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada really teaches us through his life story how we can imbibe and portray the principle of patience towards our success in our bhakti yoga. Just before I come to the conclusion, I'm not good with verses, please forgive me, but Jarikanda Sevaki will read a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam that continues to celebrate the principle of patience and the way in which we should patiently wait for that sweet will of Lord Krishna to ultimately benedict each and every one of us, because he will. Yes, that just clinches it, that we just have to patiently abide by engaging in the process that has been given to us. And if we just continue, it is said that this process of bhakti yoga has different stages. The initial stage is the Kanishta Adhikari. And then we move on to the stage of Madhyam Adhikari. And eventually we come to the stage of Uttama Adhikari. So it is scientifically given in the bhakti process that as we patiently stick to the instruction of Guru and to the words in Shastra, we will eventually get our due and our will. Dear devotees, I was talking to my husband while he was driving the car, Madan Prabhu, and he told me that we also have to be so patient with our words. And like we have to be patient with each other as devotees. And many times, because of our impatience, and I'm victim to it, and I'm sure all of us have had experience of it, where we don't think before we speak, and we impulsively say something in a mood of impatience, and in that mood we break the first of the 10 offenses to the holy name, and that is to offend those devotees who are so dear to Lord Krishna. So I think that what we can do is take cognizance of the fact that we can control our thoughts. You know, it's interesting that Rupa Goswami in his Nectar of Instruction actually is so logically developmental, because in his first verse he's asking us, practicing sadhakas, to control the mind. And in controlling the mind, we can control the tongue. And in controlling the tongue, we do not hurt devotees around us. I think it's so important for Srila Prabhupada, who spoke to, let us cooperate in this institution. Let us cooperate with each other nicely. And I think the cooperation would be to implement this mood of patience even with what we say, so that we can work nicely together. Anyway, I'm remembering His Holiness Bhakti Charuswami, who said, you know, whenever devotees take initiation, one of his vows was not just the 4 regulative principles and chanting 16 rounds and also 25 rounds on Ekadasi. It was never leave the institution of ISKCON. And I think he knew so well that ISKCON was the blood, sweat and tears of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And in his institution of ISKCON is the ship that will take us out of the darkness of nations and into the light of Goloka Vrindavan. We should just patiently stay on the ship in order to achieve that goal. I think it's all been so serious. Please forgive me. So I'd like to ask Jarikanda Sevaki now to step forward in front of Sri Sri Radha Radhanath and just do a little skit showing us what we initially spoke about, the enthusiastic novice devotee who thinks that without the passage of time has achieved their Uttama Adhikar status. Please, Jarikanda. Thank you. Let's enthusiastically bring her to the front. There's your mic.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You know, I've been coming to the temple for 3 months now and listening every Sunday to the Sunday Love Feast program and taking prasad with the devotees, and I made some lovely friends, and I'm chanting 4 rounds every day with so much of love and so much of sincerity. You know, when I chant this holy name, I just feel that I'm associating with the Lord so personally. And I think, you know, maybe by next week I'm going to be ready to go back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You know, it's such an amazing process. I can't believe that everything happened so fast. It's literally just been 3 months, and I think I'm ready. I'm ready to achieve my goal. I'm ready to go back to Srila Prabhupada and back to Radha and Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This process, it's just, everything happens so fast. And believe it or not, I'm already an Uttama Adhikari. And it's just been 3 months. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Thank you. Thank you, Jarikanda. So, dear devotees, just to reinforce that Rupa Goswami, who so logically takes us through the nectar of instruction, he speaks to having confidence, enthusiasm, and we've elaborated on patience this morning. In order to achieve success, it's such an important principle in order to achieve success in our process of Bhakti Yoga. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Now I'll ask the exalted devotees in our assembly to speak their realizations and understandings of the principle of patience. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mother Rasamrta, for that wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
It was a very, very graphic presentation, and I'm sure you all have grasped the essence of that. When you speak of patience, there's these corollaries, resoluteness, being rational, humility comes into play, and tolerance.
Tolerance.
And you gave wonderful, glowing examples of that. Waiting in a queue, and the child and mother, she's being patient. And Brahma, the prayers, what Jarika Um, she quoted that verse this is from Lord Brahma in the Bhagavatam, in the 10th canto. And we know Brahma doesn't live for 100 years of power.
Yeah.
He lives for celestial years. These 100 years is like billions of years. So he knows about patience and
Jai.
he had to endure that. So what to speak of our paltry 50, 60 years we live in this, and we have expectations of going back home, back to Godhead. And thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mother Ranga, please say something and elaborate.
Hare Krishna. So, yes, in the process of becoming purified, we should be patient and hope for the Lord's mercy. When you live in the association of devotees, then you are faced with many challenges, and you should try to go through these challenges with respect and not hurting anyone's feelings. So it's a very tough situation here in the temple. But when you're living with devotees, because everyone has a different psychological makeup, so it's quite daunting. But yes, just with patience, and I think most importantly, we should have shraddha, faith that this process is going to work, and we should just continue with the process. Shraddha, faith, and patience is what's basically needed to ply through this material ocean of existence. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Mother Ranga. Anybody else? Mataji? Let's make it, how you say, a collective reflection.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji. I'm actually only wanting to read an email that I received recently after being inspired by Ranga Mataji. So I just like to share that with you. It's from His Grace Sankarshan Das Adhikari, and he was responding to a question that he received. So I'll just read the question and the answer. The question was, at times we tend to get bitter experiences within devotee community, and we are unable to forget and continuously commit Vaishnava aparadha within. Any time that devotee is serving Krishna, I am thinking of aparadhas done, what to do. Like this, I will keep committing offenses, which will surely affect my sadhana. What to do? I am trying to tell myself that I am also not pure. I have also done deadly karmas, and am still committing offenses against that Vaishnava. Please guide me. So the answer from Sankarshan Das Adhikari is, you are not perfect, and the other devotees are not perfect. So you should be tolerant of the mistakes of others. In this connection, Srila Prabhupada explained in a lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 18, given in Los Angeles on August 21st, 1972. So our principle should not be to disassociate ourselves from the devotees. Narottam Das Thakur therefore sings, Thandera charana se bhi bhakta sanhe paas, janme janme hoy a abhilas. I desire birth after birth to serve the acharyas and to live with devotees. So this association, societies, is giving these two opportunities. You serve the purpose or the orders of the acharyas and live with the devotees. Then you will be secure in devotional service. Thandera charana sebhi bhakta sanebas. Bhakta sanebas is very important thing. Even there is little inconvenience, still we should stick to live with the devotees, then we shall be profited. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for sharing that. Anybody else? Prabhupada? Prabhu, if you can just take it to the devotees. Oh, this is so nice to hear the voice of the Vaishnavas in our assembly. Thank you. It's to, get a name. Gaurabhumi, and then to Rukmini Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for the very succinct and wonderful class. I was just thinking, when I think of patience, ironically, the first thing that comes to my mind is idleness. Because in the material realm, we have this idea that when you're patient, sometimes it means you need to sit around and wait for things to be handed to you. And sometimes we bring that mentality to spiritual life that, oh, I need to be patient. Maybe, yeah, I need to sit and wait and my spiritual master will hand me the knowledge. Krishna will come like a waiter with a plate and just open. There you go. You know, we forget about sometimes the endeavor that comes with patience. Like, you know, you were saying about Prabhupada, you know, he sat in the Radha Damodar temple. Conveniently, we forget about what he was actually doing. He wasn't just sitting there.
No.
He was writing, he was studying, he was
Meditating,
internalizing, he was
yes.
praying so intently. We have to do that as well. Yes, we must be patient, but we must endeavor. Yesterday, we celebrated the 1-year disappearance anniversary of Pankajangari Prabhu.
Chai.
And you know, there's so many things now in honor of him, you know, being shared on social media. And one class he gave, he said that, you know, you may get prema, you may not get prema. We don't care about that. You
True.
may see Krishna in this life, you may not see Krishna in this life. What does it matter? What actually matters is you have now, you have this moment. You don't have the future. The past is gone. So with this very moment, have you given yourself to Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement? So yes, we should be patient, but be active with your patience. Because if you're active with your patience, you won't be waiting around for prema. You won't be waiting around for advancement because you'll be too busy actively serving Lord Chaitanya.
Jai. Hare Krishna. That is such a good dichotomy that Her Grace Gaurabhumi has elaborated on, because there is this underlying kind of, can be mistaken that procrastination is very much in sync with just waiting. But that's not the focus we're giving. We're giving waiting with action, but developing in that waiting. Thank you so much for that. That was such a powerful clarification.
Hare Krishna. I just wanted to read something. We were studying in book club, The Nectar of Instruction, and I just found some succinct points that the devotees came up with about why I am impatient, what's actually going on underneath when I'm impatient. Because sometimes in that endeavor, we start feeling like it's just not coming, the results are not coming. So I'm impatient on the path of bhakti because I'm lacking in faith. I've become proud and feel entitled. I'm lacking in the depth of goodness. I've succumbed to the instant culture of passion, and I'm failing to depend on mercy. So those are the points I wanted to share.
Thank you. Prabhu, you were going to say something? Please do. Let yours be the concluding. Wait for the mic so that we hear you, Prabhu.
Kind of a personal reflection on patience. I remember during the looting times, and then we were running short of foodstuffs. And the one weekday, I was standing in the line outside Checkers to get into Checkers, and I was like 200 meters away to get inside. But it took me like 8 hours
I remember that time.
to get in. And as the hours was going, and we were getting closer, like 10 steps closer, we were hearing that the rice is run out, the oil.
Oh no.
As we're getting closer, every like solid foodstuffs was getting sold out. So even though I had patience, but I was not guaranteed the end
outcome.
result, the outcome. Whereas in Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada's reassuring us with patience and following the process, the end result is guaranteed. No matter the time limit, it could be, you could leave our body, like death is not even guaranteed, but with patience and following the process, the end result is guaranteed, like going back home, back to Godhead. And
Thank
we
you.
can enjoy the process. Like standing in the line, you can't enjoy the process, but with the process, the association and everything. So,
Jai. I think that's a wonderful concluding statement. That and really, like others have said too, it's not about really the outcome. It's just abiding in sadhana with Guru's instruction and tying ourselves to Srila Prabhupada is blissful. Hare Krishna.